Hello everyone, welcome to New Gen Politics. The newest ABC News Washington Post poll has Trump beating Biden by a huge margin. Among registered voters, Trump is leading Biden by 52 to 42%. And so people are wondering, why is this the case? Why has Biden fallen off so much, especially recently? Well, I think a lot of things have come to a head. And let's look at the statistics of this poll and see what the American people and the voters have to say about their thoughts on Biden and Trump. First off, 44% of Americans say that they're financially worse off under the Biden presidency. Just 37% of people approve of his job performance, while 56% disapprove. And that's just the general approval-disapproval rating. When you look at the numbers broken down, a significant amount of them have a higher disapproval rating. When you look at the economy, Biden only scores 30% approval on the economy. And you can see in this graph, this is people's thoughts on the economy under Biden. 74% of people say the economy is not good overall. 91% say food prices are not good. Gas and energy prices, 87% say they're not good. 75% say average incomes aren't good. 57% say the unemployment rate is not good. So these are huge economic issues that are affecting Biden. And as we know, the economy is usually the strongest decider in elections. People care about social issues, but a lot less so than if they can afford to buy things, if they can provide for their families, if they can keep afloat, if they're not going to lose their business, if they're not going to lose their job. People care about those things way more than social issues when the rubber meets the road. And that's not the only thing that Biden's losing ground in. Look at his handling on immigration. He's got a 23% approval rating on immigration at the border. 23%. That's less than a quarter of people approve of how he's handling the border. And I think a lot of those people are Democrats. You look at the Democrat cities, the governors are complaining, the mayors are complaining, they can't handle this crisis. It's affecting the average citizens of these cities. And it's kind of becoming a bipartisan issue that the border crisis needs to stop. And Biden's doing nothing to handle it. All he has done is encourage more and more illegal immigrants to cross the border. That's all he's done. He's made the problem worse. He hasn't done anything to make it better. And it's a problem that's going to keep continuing to get worse. So these numbers are expected to drop even lower over the course of the next year. Another thing affecting him is his age, and obviously questions about his mental faculties. 74% of people say he's too old for a second term. That's up 6 percentage points since May. And people also think Trump's too old, but only 50%. So when you put Trump and Biden in a head-to-head, 24% more people think that Biden is unfit, he's too old to be president when compared to Trump. And you can see that when Biden falls down, when he makes gaffes, when he repeats things, when he says things in a weird, cryptic way, when he loses his train of thought, all those things really affect him, and he just looks old. He sounds old. He looks tired. He has no energy. You compare that with Trump, who is still old, but has way more energy. He's clearly there mentally. His physical health is definitely up for debate, but overall he seems okay. And it's not about, is Trump physically fit? It's, is he more physically fit than Biden? And the answer to that seems to be yes. Here's another thing that's hurting him, his polling with independents. A remarkable 62% of Democrats and Democrat-leaning independents say the party should pick someone other than Biden as the nominee in 2024. And they don't even have somebody in mind. 8% preferenced Kamala Harris, 8% preferenced Bernie Sanders, 7% referenced Robert F. Kennedy Jr., but there's no like big candidate where people are like, get rid of Biden and throw up this person. Throw up Gavin Newsom and he'll get 60% backing, or throw up Michelle Obama and she'll get 70% backing. There's just, each person they name has less than 10% support. So there's no candidate that they actually think can replace Biden. But regardless, 62% of people want somebody else. They don't even care who it is. They just want somebody else other than Biden. And when you're comparing all of this stuff to Trump, Trump's starting to look better over time. It's not just that Biden's looking worse, Trump's looking better. When Trump left office in January 2021, he had a 38% approval rating. But currently, looking back, he's got a 48% approval rating. So people's opinions of Trump's performance has changed over time. And now only 49% of people disapprove of Trump's performance, where it was 60% when he left the White House. So people are getting a little bit sentimental about Trump. They miss him a little bit. He was right, you'll miss me when I'm gone. And people are. And so when you put Trump and Biden head to head again, which is the most likely scenario in this next election, who's gonna win? Well, probably Trump. At the rate it's going, as Biden continues to do worse, Trump's looked on more favorably by comparison. Then you're putting the two people who you're comparing against each other, Trump's probably gonna be the more likely victor. So this spells really bad news for Biden. I mean, let's be frank, this is not good for Biden. And the gap seems to be widening with him and also with other candidates. Trump seems to be leading right now with the biggest margin. I think Nikki Haley is next with the largest margin against Biden, I believe, of 6 points. But it just goes to show, pin Biden up against other people, it's not so much the other candidate as it is Biden. Biden's the common denominator. People don't want him. They think he's too old. They think he's done a bad job. It's time to get rid of him. And so the question remains, will they get rid of him? Will they put Kamala Harris or someone up as a presidential candidate? Say Joe is going to respectfully step down and he served his time for his country and kind of go with that line of logic, a grand goodbye ceremony, and then put up a candidate who may be more palatable, but that's the risk you have to take. Will voters respond well to Kamala Harris? Will they respond well to Pete Buttigieg or Beto O'Rourke or Gretchen Whitmer or Gavin Newsom or any of the other potential candidates they have? Biden won last time, so why not stick with him? And that's the discussion they need to have. They don't have a lot of time left, a little over a year, to make that decision, and even less time to implement it, right? Because you need a couple months to at least get some name recognition and get your name on the ballot. So let me know what you think. Do you think Biden will run again? Do you think Trump will beat him? What could possibly happen in the 2024 presidential election? And now that you've heard what I think, please let me know what you think down in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.